If Stones Could Speak, Chapter 2, page 13, A Tour Around Stonehenge. What you see when you approach Stonehenge depends on how you look. A quick glance shows a circle of rather tall, grayish, chunky stones, some of which have beams called lintels across the top linking two neighbors, like a doorway or an H. With the middle line across the top, look how carefully and you will see similar stones, but fallen on the ground. These large pillars are all sacrum, a form of stone made from grains of sand that have hardened and bound to form a tough form of sandstone. Then you may pick out some thinner, smaller stones about half the height of the taller slabs. These are made out of a different stone that can look greenish, but is called bluestone. Once you identify the two of stones, you may begin to notice the care and craft that went into building Stonehenge. The builders worked with stone as if it were wood. When Stonehenge was in use, the entire outer ring of the sacrums were connected by lintels. These crossing stones were held in place with a mortar and tension joint. On the top of the lintels, the mortars are the carved out portions fits over the standing sacrum's tension, the part sticking out of the top. This is probably the same way wooden beams were attached in homes of that time and place. Scientists have been able to determine that the heavy sarcens were all moved about 18 miles to be raised at Stonehenge. The smaller blue stones came from 150 miles away. Usually, when visitors see the stones, they ask how the builders moved 35-ton rocks over hills and dales. Mike is sure we will never be able to answer that. Without writing, the builders cannot tell us, and the materials that they have used, such as sleds made out of wood or ropes made out of leather, could not survive thousands of years of this English weather. Instead of guessing how the stones were moved, archaeologists continue to ask the more interesting question, why? Where the stones come from. Most of the blue stones are made out of a distant form of rock called spotted dolerite. Scientists have been able to identify the rock by examining it under a microscope. As in this slide, spotted dolerite is found only in the Preseli Mountains of southwest Wales. That means the blue stones were brought or moved by natural forces, approximately 150 miles, as shown on the map to the right. Sarsen stones still lie in the fields of Mulsborough Downs, 18 miles north of Stonehenge.